Somebody is mowing when I am making a video. I forgot my tea. What a classic thing to happen in a YouTube video, to have like someone mowing in the past, but I'm not. Oh no! I don't care, so off to the video we go. I'm not in focus. Praise Jesus, we're making a video. My family has gotten into the habit of rewatching old Disney Channel shows, but we were watching Hannah Montana the other day, and I was like, first of all, I was like, wow, I used to think that these shows were real life, so that explains why I was so toxic as a teenager. Toxic. I just started using the word toxic unironically, and I don't know if I like that because I used to think that using the word toxic was actually toxic, in fact. But now I'm calling people toxic. Actually, I'm calling myself toxic, which seems toxic, actually. Speaking of toxicity, we're going to tier rank Mean Girls because, well, the point that I was trying to get at is that when we were watching Hannah Montana, I remembered how mean Amber and Ashley actually are, because they really are quite mean. They're quite something. All the way to the end. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I got the idea in my head that it might be funny, man, in his 20s, ranking teenage fictional girls. I don't know if I like that, actually. You want to tier rank fictional teenage girls with me?
Oh dear.
You don't want to tier rank Mean Girls? Look at the pretty tier list I made. David's traumatized. So, first of all, the tiers that I've created. The very bottom tier is forgettable, because Mean Girl is quite an overused trope, actually. So, the worst that you can be as a mean girl in a TV show or movie is forgettable. Secondly, we have Too Nice. You know, you had one job. You had two jobs. You have to be a girl, and you have to be nice. I mean, you have to be not nice. And some of these girls they really, where's my tea? Some of them really are quite not nice enough. You know, you had one job. Chaos Gremlin. I made this for one character specifically. We will talk more about that in a minute. Then we have Mean Green Machine. This is the category for like the perfectly mean. This is just, they have the meanness down. They're good. They are established mean girls. And then the top tier is I'm genuinely scared, because frankly some of these girls are actually completely they're just, I'm scared. I know. First of all, where would we be if we didn't start off with Regina George? She is Hello Kitty. Mean Girls, Mean Girls in Virginia. What words come to me? The original Mean Girl, the top one, the first one, probably not the first one, because then the title of their movie would not make sense if she was the first one. She definitely belongs, and I'm genuinely scared. Really, she is mentally and physically ready to ruin anyone's life at the drop of the hat, really. She can and she will destroy your life. She's ready and willing, and she can do it so quickly. To anyone, doesn't matter who it is. Second of all, Amber and Ashley from Hannah Montana. The inspirations for this whole video. And as I said, they are quite mean. They really, genuinely, they're quite toxic. Here I am using the word toxic again, but they are quite toxic. They are, some of these shows give the mean girl a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of understanding. They don't get that. Kind of respect it, honestly. Respect Hannah Montana for making them horrible and mean all the way to the very end. I mean, even at the end of the show when they started being nice, they were being nice for mean and selfish reasons. I think genuinely watching Hannah Montana as a kid, they made me quite angry, actually. I could not watch the episodes they were in. Now I think it's funny. They really got it. They perfected the mean girl trope. They really did. Continuing down the Disney Channel highway. Gigi from Wizards of Waverly Place. She was in like the first 3 episodes of Wizards of Waverly Place and then was never seen again. Honestly, I think it's cool that Wizards of Waverly Place recognized that the show just didn't really vibe well with a mean girl, and so they kind of ditched her. So she was the core of some of the most iconic episodes of that show. But she herself was not very iconic. She's a pretty basic mean girl herself. And then, you know, half the time you forget that Wizards even had a mean girl at all, because she was literally in 3 episodes and then never again. Never even referenced. Here we have Author's Muffy. Author's Muffin. We have Muffy from Author. Honestly, everyone in that show was pretty mean. Anyone in that show could have been the mean girl, honestly. Muffy just happens to fit the stereotypes the best. I really like how well that show created. It was just so equal in terms of people being mean and ugly. There was no nice kids and mean kids. Everyone was mean and nice sometimes. And I think they did that really well in general. But you know, you can't be the mean girl if you can't even mean. She tried to mean girl Francine, but Francine would always give it back. And if you can't out-mean the tomboy, then you can't be a mean girl. I'm looking for my tea. That's why I'm not looking at you. Who should we do next? Sharpay from High School Musical. Honestly, iconic. She is the one. She's the only. She's the best that there is. But you know what? I don't think she's the mean girl. Honestly, I could make an entire video talking about my theories about High School Musical, which is a little bit concerning, actually. Like, she did mean things, but like, how can we call her the mean girl when literally Troy and Gabriella's friends were in here literally tricking them into saying bad things about each other, secretly filming it, forcing them to watch it, just so that they would break up because their relationship was inconvenient for them and they wanted them to be more committed to their sports and thingies. And then the only reason they helped them get back together was because it backfired, and then they had to get them back together for their own personal convenience. And like, Sharpay did some unexcusable things, but like, Sharpay's really just trying to be the best despite other people. I could make a whole video talking about how she's really the main character. She's not a side character. She's the main character of that trilogy. The Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure proves it for me. I think that's what they intended the whole time. She's the main character. She's not even the mean girl. She's the main character. She's the hero. She's the one, the only. Speaking of the one and only, Angelica. I always thought her name was Aunt Jellica because she was one of their aunts, but it's Angelica. Angelica. It's the whole joke that she's not angelic. And you know what? She is the one who I created the Chaos Gremlin for, honestly. A lot of these mean girls, their motivations to being mean is jealousy, power, envy, insecurity. Angelica just wants to watch the world burn and wants to know that she did it. She just wants to watch the flames burn away everything just because it's pretty, and she wants to know that she's the one that did it. She's here for the drama. That's all she wants. She's just ready to stir up trouble and do anything to entertain her own self. Here's how I would describe it. Most of these mean girls are lawful evil. Angelica is chaotic evil. You can't beat that. She deserves a whole thing to herself, really. Alana from That's So Raven. You know, that trio of girls, really, I was quite frightened of them, actually. I was homeschooled, and I was even more happy about the fact that I didn't have to go to public school after watching That's So Raven. What was the stuff? What was the stuff in the bag? I'm forever traumatized. She's not even a mean girl. She's a mob boss. Almost on a Regina George level, and I bet she could have gotten there if she wasn't on a Disney Channel show. She was already kind of pushing it for a Disney Channel show, honestly. Vidya from the Tinkerbell movies. Now, I've been like thinking all day about I've been thinking thinking where I'm going to put her in this tier list. Honestly, she's just trying to get her day's work done, really, and not willing to hide her irritation towards Tinkerbell, who would irritate all of us. But I don't know whether I want to put her in too nice or forgettable. The Tinkerbell movies were actually pretty quality movies, honestly, but there's something about them that's forgettable, and I can't quite put my finger on what exactly it is that's forgettable about them. The movies themselves and the world building is quite good, I would say, hesitantly, but I would still say it. All the characters are pretty iconic in their own little ways, but also forgettable at the same time. I feel like the mean girl is such an overused trope that I think I have to be a little mean, and put her in there. She was almost iconic. Not quite iconic. She was a cool character, but not quite into the level of being iconic and memorable in my book. Quality, but not quite memorable. You know what? Why is Muffy behind Sharpay? That can't be the thing. Sharpay is too iconic to be in the back. Or Sharpie, as me and my friends call her. And you know what? She is... I've already forgotten her name. You know, yeah, she definitely is in the right tier. But she does deserve to be in front of Gigi. Lexi from Ant Farm. Honestly, I don't have anything to say about her. I wonder, if I went on YouTube, could I even find someone make a compilation of her? You know what? I'm not seeing anyone making like a compilation of iconic or mean Lexi moments. I can't find anyone on YouTube having done that, and I think that says it all, really. Honestly, there's nothing else to say. I mean, who even is Lexi? The Tweevils from the Bratz franchise. Although technically, I guess Bernadette, is it Burnett or Bernadette? She would be the real mean girl, and they'd be more of like the groupies, actually. So we'll pretend that this picture is all three of them. I actually haven't watched very many Bratz episodes, actually. I've only watched a small handful, but like these characters have really stuck out in my mind when I was making this. They're one of the first mean girls that I put on my list 2 tier list when I started planning this video. So I don't think I cannot do them. Honestly, I think that show is, I don't know if it's them or if it's just the vibe of the show in general, but it's quite chaotic energy. Like, they're mean, but also, like, the whole vibe of the show in general is so chaotic that I think all of the characters could, well, no, I think just them, actually, would work in the Chaos Gremlin. They're not on Angelica level, but they are memorable in their own way and very chaotic in their own way. They're really mostly, let's be honest, they're really mostly there for comedy and some sort of a villain. They're really more like on Dr. Doofenshmirtz level, actually. They're not particularly scary. Well, they could be scary. Depends on your definition of scary, actually. Because they are actually quite scary, but not in the way that these girls are scary. London Tipton's really great, really great. Really great. Honest, she did carry Zach and Cody, didn't she? But you know, as a mean girl, similar to the Muffy situation, at least in the first one, Maddie, hi, how are you? Usually could also be pretty mean to her back. Bailey was too nice to be quite as drastically mean back to her, and London certainly had her mean moments, but like 50% of her meanest moments was actually her being dumb and not understanding life situations outside of what hers looked like. She was genuinely mean sometimes, but most of the times she definitely was. I showed this tier list to my brother after filming this, and he described London as more proud than mean. And I think that sums it up a lot nicer and more clear than I did, actually. Mean and selfish, but some of the times it was just her being dumb. And some of the times it was her protecting herself from being taken advantage of that's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. No, she's too nice. She's not on Amber and Ashley level of mean. And she's definitely not forgettable. You know, you can't be saying that she's forgettable. Not after carrying 2 shows. Her meanness and her stupidness seemed like the shallow part of a deep pool, if you ask me. me, but I felt like there was some ulterior motive to her meanness that was a positive ulterior motive, which is way too deep for a Disney Channel sitcom, actually. And yes, I was a Disney kid, if you can't tell by how many Disney comedies are on here. I considered adding that mean girl from Victorious. Her name starts with a J. But I didn't watch much Victorious. I started watching Victorious one time and I thought it was really boring. It was like, I would have kind of like outgrown that genre of television. I don't know. You know, I still really enjoy watching Hannah Montana and Zack and Cody, actually. So I watched a good few Victorious episodes and I just didn't think it was that funny. Raquel from Barbie Life in the Dream House. You know what? I don't know where to put her, actually. Also a mean girl who carried her show on her own shoulders, her own two shoulders. She was the life of the party in Life in the Dream House. Quite iconic. Outside of trying to constantly steal Ken, I think she's similar case to the Tweevils. You know, she was really more there for comedic purposes. She wasn't really there to be a mean girl. She wasn't very mean because she was more of comedic relief than mean girl. I think I'm gonna put her into nice, even though she was constantly trying to steal Ken from Barbie. If Ken wasn't so committed to Barbie, it might be a different story. If she was actually successful, she might make it up here, possibly. But I don't know. She's not very scary, and she can be mean, but you know, she's just not there, actually. She's not there. So this is my tier ranking. This is where they all go. This is it. Yes, I don't know what else to say, actually. This is now this is posting a video of myself tier ranking fictional teenage girls is now something that is gonna be like a true statement about my life now. So, Jesus loves you. Goodbye.